Hello, 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 everybody. How is everybody doing today? It is 9 o'clock. We are live. This is going to be a little bit different, a little bit later for everybody. So, welcome if you're all joining us. I think my video is up, my sound is going. Let me add a little background music for a moment. See how this goes here. Just practicing a little bit while I'm getting set up. So I want to see how many people come on. 2 people on. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Go ahead and say where you're from, where you been, what's going on. We're just getting started tonight. So let me. And hey guys, how you doing? How's everybody doing out there? All right. Hey, Jonathan, Nathan, emergency guy, welcome. Tommy32, welcome. Thank you all for joining tonight. Everybody's coming in. Morgan, Emily. Wow, this is awesome. Coming from Massachusetts, welcome. Illinois. Is it Illinois or Illinois? Mississippi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Heroes Next Door. Tonight is my third attempt at going live and trying to connect everybody. Last week was fun. We talked a lot about recruitment and retention. But today we're just kind of going to do a real talk and go over kind of my week and what was going on and some of the pet peeves I've developed over the years. Hello from station 107 GA. Thank you for joining us. Hey, there's one from Canada, the Caribbean, St. Lucia. I got to come down and meet you down there, Nathan. St. Lucia. Friend of mine's got a house down there, so maybe one day. Australia. Hi from Pennsylvania. Yep, that's where I'm from. Welcome, everybody. All right, we got about 40 people on now. So once again, I want to welcome everybody to Heroes Next Door. Heroes Next Door is a YouTube company that we travel the United States and hopefully the world to meet you guys. Really what it's all about. We want to come out and see your guys' stations. We want to see what you guys are doing, the equipment that you have, how you work your different ways, how things work across the country. Right now, I work on the East Coast in Pennsylvania, and we have a way of doing things, but it's not always the right way. But maybe there could be something even better. Am I still going? Man, these are growing high. David Dillion, thank you very much for that donation, brother. I appreciate you. Little shout out from Kentucky. Love you. Cleveland, Ohio. So yeah, we're going all over the place. We have a ton of people to go see. Just coming up. We're going to be filming on Sunday. We're going to West Reading and going to be doing the West Reading Fire Department up here in PA. And then we're going to be going down to the Delaware County Technical School the week after that and kind of give you a behind the scenes of what it's like to learn how to become a firefighter, paramedic, and things like that. They're going to show us a whole bunch of stuff. So Pottstown, PA, thank you for joining us, everybody. From Minnesota, Sean, appreciate you. Down in Florida. All right. We are all over the world tonight. Thank you all for joining. I really, really appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you guys have been doing for us and all the responses. It's been great. So I want to kind of get started right away and let you know that this week for me specifically has been a tough week. I've now put in a little over 60 hours in a week, did a couple of overtime shifts. And it's been pretty tough. Around here, we had 2 hospitals close, and it's made things more difficult. Having a hospital close in your area it makes the whole system really lag, and it's been tough. We had one hospital in our area that is taking on the responsibility of picking up those extra patients. And those extra patients not just are the sick and injured, but they're also the mental health cases. They, for the first time in their history that I know of, actually closed to behavioral health emergencies. I don't remember a time doing that, we had to close a hospital from EMS bringing in psychiatric emergencies. But yeah, they had over 20 keepers of psychiatric emergencies. So times are rough, guys. Hang in there with each other, really support each other. We're dealing with it. The communities are dealing with it. And it's something that is not going away anytime soon. Cleveland, thank you for joining us. That is Mateo. I appreciate you. Justin, thank you for joining us. I appreciate that. We're trying to do our best for you. Sean from Minnesota, welcome, welcome, welcome. So tonight, like I said, I just want to kind of do a real talk. If you guys got questions or you got a topic that you want to talk about, bring it up on the chat here and we'll talk about it. But, on Monday, I did a 24-hour shift. And in that 24-hour shifts, I did 12 calls, I think it was. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but doing 12 calls when you have to travel a little bit farther to get to the hospitals, the local closest hospital is now closed. And then when you get to the emergency room and you got to wait 20 minutes, half hour, one of my crew members actually waited over 2 hours to get a bed. And it's becoming a real strain on our system on, getting EMS services back out into the community. How do we deal with that? What is going on? What is a different way we can do this? So I want to reach out to you guys that are all over the nation, all over the world, and say, how are we dealing with this flood of patients in the emergency room? How, as we, from the EMS aspect, dealing with a wait to give a bed to a patient and what's going on? Wow, WW2 girl, you had a 6-hour wait in the ED. Yeah, so here, how do we deal with that? That's taking a truck out of service for pretty much what bankers' hours would be. They work 9 to 5 with a lunch break in between. That's a wait for them just getting a bed. Wichita, Kansas, thank you for joining us. Dave Blick. Justin Sykes, video. I'm not quite sure what that means. Elaborate a little bit more. So, when we go to a hospital and we have to wait for an extended period of time, there was an article recently in, I believe, GEMS or EMS One that talked about dropping patients off at the hospital. Whose responsibility is it, and how does that all work? Here in Pennsylvania, we do have to fill out a transfer care form, and we have to give a verbal report to the nurse and actually hand that patient off. And we've all been taught in the National Registry Standards that once you start patient care, you need to hand that off over. Oh, Nathan, thank you, buddy. Good luck. Be safe out there. Nathan's got a structure fire, so I want to make sure everybody keeps him in his prayers. Make sure everything's safe. Hopefully, it's not too big. Back on track. How do we deal with these kind of waits, and whose responsibility is it? Legally, it sounds like it's the hospital's responsibility to provide a room or a space for these patients. And here, we have to do a transfer care form. And if they don't accept or take report from us, we can't transfer care. Could that be technically patient abandonment in regards to the EMS system? I'm not quite sure. Legally standing, yes. But no. So I'm going to read a couple of your comments here. You guys tell me what you think in regards to this overstay at the hospitals. When we're dropping patients off and we have an extended wait period, how long is too long? When can we then turn to the staff and say, look, we got to go. Maybe we got a structure fire, like what's going on. Maybe we've got more emergencies coming in. We don't have enough resources or something like that. We need to kind of figure this out. Station 107 GA from Georgia, Chief, thank you. Thank you for joining us. So we're talking right now, I'm just kind of debriefing because I've had this situation just this week on, extended wait times in the ER and waiting to get beds. And how do we go ahead and do that? All right, Chris got it, entrapment. Take care, buddy. I-95, that must be up in Michigan. Be safe. Take care of them. Yeah. So taking care of patients and doing it. So here's my theory. My theory is when I call a hospital and I give report over the phone, I say, I got a 36-year-old male fell down, hurt his ankle. We're going to be there in 10. Technically, that's given report to the charge nurse or whoever took that report. I've now given report. They know that's coming in. With me showing up, I don't feel I necessarily have to give a report to the next staff as far as legal responsibility. Now, moral responsibility is going to be, yeah, I want to make sure that I have a continuation of care. I want to make sure that the next person that's taking this patient, when I transfer it off to a nurse, that they're going to understand, first of all, where the patient came from, what happened to that patient, what I did for the patient, what the outcome was for that patient, and then I can transfer that care. To me, that's actually transfer of care of a patient. But if the nurses or the system, I'm not even blaming nurses, I'm going to blame the system. If the system's not willing or able to take those kind of reports from us when we get to the ER, what can we do to speed up the system? What can we do, and how long is too long? All right, tonight I am just reading the comments as you guys come in. So if I seem a little distracted, that's what it's about. I really want to get some conversations. Everybody else, please also read the comments that everybody's putting. We want to talk to each other. It's not just me, even though I do have the voice on the video. I want to make sure, everybody is kind of reading these things. So if you have to go back and look at this at another time, this will be recorded and posted on my channel when we're done here tonight. So hopefully we can do that. So that was one of my things this week of dealing with these long wait times. How are you guys dealing with the PPE issues? Good, Mateo. So for us, we're not too bad with PPE. We have enough masks. We get the typical surgical masks that we put on a patient. We have those available to us. Most of our fire companies and EMS companies, they've been issued N95 breathers. So they have the ability to wear those for an extended period of time and then change out the filters and those kind of things. If you're talking about any of the Tyvek suits or the gowns, we really have gotten away from those kind of things in regards to the pandemic issues. It's important to make sure that you decon your truck when you're done. Make sure you're wiping things down. If you have a UV light, if you have the good sprays, those are the kind of things that you need to do to decon. That's what I would more consider your PPEs. So there are systems out there. A good friend of mine has some spray. In maybe a later video, I'll go down there. He's out of Florida, I think is where he's at. And he created a spray that you can decon your ambulance pretty easy with. So that's our PPE. All right, I'm reading here. Thank you so much, guys. We got 68 people on right now. This is awesome. I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. Xavier, thank you for that. I appreciate you, brother. All right, Sheriff. San Bernardino County, thank you. Ben Chow. Appreciate you coming on. All right, so if you're just joining in, I just want to let you know that I'm just kind of doing a real talk tonight. I want you guys to chat with each other here too, and tell us some of the things that are going on in your neck of the woods. What are some of the struggles? I struggled with extended wait times in an emergency room. The other thing that I struggled with this week is we've had some things hit pretty close to home. We've had a friend of mine go into sudden cardiac arrest. Fortunately, we had a great crew with him to take care of him, revived him, and got him to the hospital. He's doing well, trying to figure out what the cause was. And then on top of that, the very next morning, we had one of our first responders get struck by a car at an auto accident. So it's been tough here. It's been emotionally tough. It's been mentally tough in regards to some of the things that we're dealing with this week. And I just kind of want to debrief that. And that brings me to one of my almost pet peeves I have. The pet peeve that I wanted to bring up that was brought to my attention just this week is I was traveling to a hospital that's a little bit farther away than we normally go, and going down this one road. It's a fairly congested road that gets a lot of accidents. And over my 28 years of service, I've been able to respond to some of these calls that unfortunately were not favorable for the patients, aka they passed away, right? What I found is there are multiple places that have these um, roadside memorials that are put up. I understand that people need to grieve. Absolutely. I do not want to take that away. But my pet peeve about this is, one, the memorials that they put on the side of the road. Who takes care of those? The balloons, the bears, the debris, all that kind of stuff. Who takes care of all that kind of stuff when the weather gets bad, or when the memorial service is done? It just sits on the side of the road and looks like trash. That's one thing. Two, where they're putting these people don't own that land, so someone is responsible for that. And, just putting a memorial on somebody else's land doesn't seem right. So that's why we have funeral homes. That's where our cemeteries, to go and grieve. You definitely need to grieve. But for me, as a first responder, what I have a problem with is these roadside memorials that I'm driving back to the hospital, that now I have to relive that. I have to go through that, right past that thing, and go, oh, that's where this guy happened, and this kind of accident went on, and this went on. And over the years of seeing that over and over and over again, I have almost anxiety or post-traumatic stress in regards to seeing these roadside memorials. I would actually petition, I should say, that these roadside memorials, other than maybe a service that they wanted to do, need to be taken down. That's one of the pet peeves I wanted to talk about tonight. What is your guys' opinion? I really want to know, does it bother you guys? Maybe I'm the only one, but these roadside memorials can be very elaborate and expensive and all kinds of stuff. Are they right? Should they be there? I don't know. For me, as a first responder that continues to look at that time and time again, I don't want to rewind it. I know what's going on with those kind of things. All right, that's just one of my pet peeves. I needed to get that off my chest today because, I was, like I said, traveling to the hospital. I went there multiple times just on Monday alone, and I kept passing. And there's 5 of them that I know of going to the hospital in this run route. And I don't mean any disrespect for those that passed away, but for me as the first responder that took care of those patients, did the best we can, I don't need to be reminded of that day after day. All right, I'm going to go back through the comments here a little bit more. David Dishman, personal protective equipment. That's what PPE stands for. Yep. Okay. Jasper, Alabama, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. What is your favorite fire truck? This one is from Sheriff Fernando. What's my favorite fire truck? A hook and ladder fire truck. Okay. Keep up the great work. Thank you. My dad is the president of a fire department in Delaware. Well, have him send an invite. And driver engineer, we'd like to go down to Delaware and see those. Hospitals are understaffed. I agree. And that goes back to what we talked about earlier is, having those delayed wait times, not to mention the nurses being fired because they're not getting their COVID vaccines. Yeah, and this is the cycle that we're in, that we need to figure out a way to get out of this. I'm not downplaying the pandemic. It's definitely here. I've seen some very sick people. I've had some friends of mine pass away from it. So it's a serious thing, but we need to put our heads together. We have smart people in this world. We have smart people that should be able to help us figure this thing out. Sean, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for joining. Let's see. We have one of those roadside memorials that keeps getting more and more elaborate. I know. So what do we do about it? Is it the responsibility of the landowner, or is it the responsibility of the township, or what? I don't know. From Cleveland, Ohio, Mentor Fire Department Station 3. All of us here, take care and stay safe. All right. That's Mateo. Totally understand what you're saying. Share some of the same concerns. Roadside memorials make me very sad. Yeah. I have one that was a young kid that was in a bad accident. Ended up 2 of his friends that were in the car passed away, and there's a roadside memorial. And I remember taking care of this kid and wiping off the mud and dirt from his face as he's getting on the helicopter to send him to the trauma center. And I looked down, and his eyes, basically this part of his face, when I looked at this kid, was my daughter. And I talk about it in one of my videos early on when the pandemic first hit. I was doing stuff out of my garage and just kind of telling you stories. So if you want to watch that, go back to that. But I remember, that look and stuff like that. Now I drive past that, and that memorial's out there. I don't want to be reminded of that every day. I want to kind of move past it. Like I said, I don't want to disregard or negate the loss that they felt, but yeah. Enough said about that. I know I kind of droned on over and over. So, all right, no disrespect though. Exactly, there's no disrespect. Let's see. It bothers you, yeah, Justin. Yeah, yeah. So maybe there needs to be legislation that said they can go up, for a day, a service, almost like when we have a protest. They have to apply for a permit. They have a certain day to do it. I'm all for that. Let them grieve, but it doesn't need to stay there. It needs to go somewhere else. So it looks like a lot of you guys are agreeing with us that these things can be an issue. One's been up for almost 8 years. Yeah. And it continues. Some of these are really nice stuff too. Like I've seen one that is a cross that gets flowers all the time. You can clearly see someone's taking care of it. I assume it's a family member, but they're, the cross is well taken care of. It gets a fresh coat of paint every year. There's flowers on it all the time. So like I said, no disrespect, but it needs to be in a certain place. And that would be, for me, in the cemetery. That's where it belongs. Pay our respects there. I can go there just as much to pay my respects for that too. Early Christmas morning, years back, just a little bit of story here. All right. Thank you guys so much for this. This is great information. I'm reading just as far as you can. See, I'm over talking myself. I'm reading these just as you guys are posting them. So I'm trying to keep up as best I can. Like I said, I'm going to go back and read all of these kind of things as I post this, and I watch it over and over to get different ideas. Central Illinois Fire Photograph. Do you have a website? I do have a website. If you go, I feel like I've seen it. Yeah, if you go to watchheroesnextdoor.com is a website for us. You can go there at Gmail for anything you want to contact me directly and talk about stuff. I answer my emails pretty regularly. So anybody that's on here, if you want some personal information or something like that, or you want to invite us out to you, that's the way to do that. All right. Building and fire departments. My husband's department is building the most expensive volunteer fire department ever built in our state. They got a lot of ideas from your show. Thank you. And hey, Fireman's Wife 01, if you need more ideas or direct contacts for those buildings, send us an email at watchheroesnextdoor@gmail.com. We have contacts for builders. We have contacts for architects. And things like that. So if they're in the process, they may already have it being done. But if anybody out there and you're looking to build a station, get a hold of us. I can be that kind of middleman between you guys and what you're looking for. The one thing that has come about with this channel is the networking that I was able to start building. And you guys are part of that network. So I appreciate it. All right, still going through here. I'm going to jump all the way down to the bottom. I'll come back to some of these. Who am I voting for in the Super Bowl this coming Sunday? Good question. I kind of want to go for the Bengals. Rams have been there. It's been a long time since the Bengals went. I watched the Super Bowl with Ickey Woods when he was with the Bengals, so that's the last time I remember seeing them. But either one of them I'd be okay with. I'm not a huge fan of pro football, even though I am a football player. Rams, okay. I'm more of a college Big Ten kind of fan, but it'll be fun. I have to film that day. Like I said, we're going up to West Reading to film, so hopefully we can be done with that and then come back and sit down and relax. Fortunately, I do have the day off from work, I don't have any mandatory overtime or anything, so I will be watching the games. I'll be right with you guys. All right, we got Bengals, Rams. Everybody's up there. Absolutely. So here's a question for you. Is your firehouse going to have a Super Bowl party? Are they inviting some of those people in from the community? Obviously, there might be some COVID restrictions, but this would be a good time, a good venue to start opening up your doors and saying, "Hey, let's do some recruitment, recruitment and retention in regards to these kind of things. Invite them in and take a look." That would be a good idea. Dakota from Texas. Have you ever been to Texas to video? Not yet, but we're trying to. We need some invites. So if you know somebody down there, Dakota, let us know and send us an email and we'll try to book it. Evening, everybody from North Texas Fire Response. Thank you for joining us. Ohio Buckeyes. Oh, no. I'm a Wolverine fan. Yeah, I got to say it, but it is what it is. All right. When is the next Neptune Fire Department Station Cribs? That's a good question. Actually, I can answer that right now. It comes out tomorrow at 7 a.m. We post every Saturday. So it's either Station Rigs, Station Cribs. It could be a reaction video. It could be a review. That's when we post. So every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. We get posted. I actually just got the review from our video guy today. It looks fantastic. Taylor did a great job of hosting us and giving us the information. So look forward to that tomorrow, guys. That's pretty cool. All right, we're about 26 minutes into this thing. I want to talk about something else. We mentioned in one of our videos that we are looking for sponsorships. We're looking for ways to raise money so we can come see you guys. So I can go to New York, so I can go to Texas, so I can go to these different places. Because we're not charging the fire companies for us to come out there and film. That is a free service that we want to do for them. So in order to do that, I have to create revenue, whether it's through the YouTube ads, whether it's through donations, as we had earlier this evening, whether it's through my merchandise. You got, some sweatshirts and stuff like that. We're raising that. So I've been reaching out to multiple vendors to try to come up with some ideas to raise money. And what came across my desk was a headlamp. And I've been testing this for the last week and a half. And it's like Odelphia headlamp. I don't even know the name of it exactly. I want to make sure I get that done correctly. But this headlamp is absolutely amazing. It's LED lights across the front. It's got one on the back. And I'm a big headlamp guy. I work in the garage. I do some welding. I do all my own automotive work. And for years, I've used many different headlamps. This one has the strap that goes over the top, puts on the forehead. It worked well in its time, but it started getting dim. It was a little heavy on the front. So I switched over. It was killing batteries pretty quick. Raffles, that could be a good idea. I'll have to figure out how to do that. My next one, which was my favorite up until this recent one, was I got this from the Fire Store online. This is a Coast headlamp, and this one takes 3 AAAs. It's very bright. I've been working with it for years. You can see that it's all dirty from in the garage. But I got an affiliate or some kind of discount that I can get you guys with this new headlamp. And this thing is absolutely amazing so far. I've been wearing it for 2 weeks at work. And of course, my friends are making fun of me because I got this, headlamp. Here, I'll show you how I kind of put it on my hat like so. It's real nice and light. And just to turn it on, goes on real nice and easy. If I want the top one. And this thing is bright. When I put it on my hat, I actually don't even feel that it's on there. I put it on like this. I walk around. So I tested it on different helmets. Let me show you that. So I have a bunch of different helmets. Obviously, over the years, I've gotten fire helmets. So I got my Heroes Next Door helmet that has my GoPro on it. So when we do the live burns, it fits around that helmet real nice. Here's my one for work. I haven't got the shield yet for it. But even just putting this on, this thing is awesome. Open it up a little bit here. Make it a little bit bigger. It stretches. It's soft up front. It's got like a sweatband on it. But everybody needs a light for their helmets. And this thing works perfect. So it will go on the front of your helmet like so. And then just turn on the light there. And you got that big old flashlight in front of you. That's exactly what I was looking for. And you can't even see it. So it works really, really well on your fire helmets. Next helmet I worked on is my SWAT helmet. So it fits across that. It's adjustable. As we go across here, if I pull these things, I can tighten it up. I can loosen it up. It's very easily adjustable. And just what I'm talking about, my current helmet, I have the light on the side here. So we always have some kind of light on our helmets. And this new light that I'm reviewing has really knocked it out of the park. The only thing that I'm kind of curious about is how long it lasts. So I've only had to charge it once. I've had it 2 weeks. I got it out of the box and I just used it right out of the box. It was charged, ready to go. I used it for a week. It finally died. How it died was I turned it on and within a minute or two, it just turned off. It didn't dim like some of these other ones. When I play with this one in my garage and it starts dimming and dimming and dimming, but it never goes dead. You know, you're like, is that on? Is my eyes working? I'm not quite sure. This one really, you know, it just dims and then finally goes out. This one actually dimmed and then, no, it did not dim. It just went out on me. So not sure if I like that. It is rechargeable. It doesn't have a battery. It's just got a little USB plug-in. Another feature it's got on it is it's got a wave feature where I can turn on the light and then just kind of wave my hand by my head and it turns on and turns off. Have yet to use that. It seems to turn on and off if I turn my head too fast or too close to something. So just a little side note. It's something I'm working with. So once this is up and running and I like it, I'll get a hold of them and I'll put a link to our website, watchheroesnextdoor.com, and you should be able to get yourself a good headlamp. It's pretty cool to have. Everybody needs flashlights. I am a flashlight. I got flashlights on my duty belt. I got flashlights in my vest. Everybody's going. Matthew, what's up, brother? Nice to meet you. Jeff, thank you for joining us from Missouri, Australia. Nice to meet you guys. I'm going to go back. I kind of went on a little headlamp rant here a little bit. Let's see. Headbands, lights. Yeah, for vehicle accidents. I actually used this headlamp. Last night, we had a psychiatric patient that we had to restrain. And trying to use, I didn't have the XD cuffs. If you look at my video, I need to get a set of those. We used the cravats to help secure the patient to make sure they weren't hurting themselves. But I didn't have a cop hold the flashlight. I didn't have to hold the flashlight. My flashlight was right on there. And it gave us a real good way to see the scene. It really lit up the entire scene. And I felt very comfortable knowing where everything was at. Yeah, it doesn't. So the music mode, you're asking if this has a mount? I'm not quite sure what the question is, but this it's a head strap. It'll go right around your helmets. So I don't know if it will mount anywhere. Let's see here. Tom's River Parade, Tom's River Fire Company. Welcome, Chris. Appreciate y'all joining us. I'm going to go back, see if you guys got more questions. What's up? Have you done any in Virginia stations? Not yet. We're going to Roanoke. I think that's in Virginia. South Virginia, North Virginia, West Virginia. Now I can't remember. I'm having a brain fart. All right. Fireman's wife. Thank you for that. We appreciate that. 58,000 and still climbing. So we're doing good. And it's all because of you guys. It's you guys really supporting us and you know, passing the word to all your friends. We're hoping to hit that 100,000 mark by the end of the year or before. That would be a good thing for us. That way we can keep doing more things. Kind of reading through here. We appreciate you. Coolest department, emergency vehicles yet. Hook and ladder. Yeah, I get it. Hello from North Jersey stations. Vincent. Nice to meet you. Anyone else gonna? Binge Heroes Next Door tonight. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. There's a lot of content on there. There's a lot of things out there. They're not just the station cribs. There's not just the station rigs. But if you go back to some of the earlier content, I tell a lot of stories about my career, how I got to where I am. We talked to some firefighters that how did they get into the service, how do they test, get you ready for the test. We do some reviews of Chicago Fire and some of the other TV shows. A lot of cool stuff on there. You can spend hours. That's kind of the idea. We want to make sure that we're getting well-rounded in the whole system and making sure that everybody has something they like. All right. Kenneth, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm trying my best, brother. We're going to continue to do this. And once again, this every Friday, Real Talk, I think that's what I might name it. How about you guys help me? What should I name this Friday evening segment? I know it's a live stream. We're going to cover different topics, but what should I call this segment? Should I call it Real Talk? Should I call it, something else? I don't know. So I want to put it out there. Put some comments down here. What do you think this segment on Friday night should be? When do you think the best time would be? Hero Talk. That's a good one. I like that one. We were doing it 6 o'clock, but what I found is the streaming was cutting in and out because we have Verizon that comes in here, but it covers our whole neighborhood. So I was getting some lag time. Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Lives. That works. I like that one. Talking Shop. Oh, great suggestions. Kitchen Table. I like that one because every problem is solved sitting around the firehouse kitchen table. We go to these firehouses and we see these firehouses with their kitchen tables, the great big ones. They're all custom made, and everybody sits around and solves the world's problem. So I might go with that one. We'll take a poll on that. Maybe I'll send out a poll next week and see what you like as far as what we should call this Friday night chats. Friday side chats. Yeah. I'm liking this. All right. So one other thing. We have a new sponsor coming up. So you're going to see the paramedic coach. I don't know if you've seen him yet. He is another YouTuber. He does some education to get EMS providers up and ready for the National Registry. Whether you're a first responder, EMT, or paramedic, he has sponsored us. We're going to be doing a video with us. I mentioned in my first video of the year that we have 26 sets of gear that we need to ship to the Philippines to help them out. And the paramedic coach is stepping up and helping us out. He is actually going to donate the first shipment. We're going to do a single shipment first to make sure it gets there and make sure whether we use DHL or what we're going to use, he's going to help donate that. So stay tuned. We're going to film that. And we're finally going to get some of those gear that we've been working with for over a year over to the Philippines and make sure that they get their equipment. It's sitting in my garage. It's all ready to go. It's been packaged. I just need the finance to get it there. I did not realize when we put it all together how heavy all that fire gear is. They have structural firefighting pants, coat, hood, suspenders, boots, and a couple people have helmets. We need to get some helmets. Everybody's getting shirts and stickers and everything like that. So thank you to the paramedic coach. I'm got to do a shout out to him. If you haven't seen his channel, shoot over there, take a look at that. He's a good dude. He's going to be sponsoring that and helping us get that done. All right. Okay. Vincent asked, how do we decide where to go to do station cribs? First and foremost, I need an invite. So I don't normally do a cold call unless we're getting desperate. I really like it when the house calls us or sends me an email and says, we would like you to come down. We do a little conversation, like, what do you have? Where are you located? So I can kind of put it on a spreadsheet. And then I need to decide financially, how can I get there? So anything within 2 hours of where I'm at, I can be there next week. I can be there tomorrow. Anything going about 6 hours, we're getting a little bit farther. So I kind of take where I'm at. I'm in Chester County, Pennsylvania. And if you look up Coatesville, Pennsylvania, that's kind of where I'm at. Do a 2 hour circle around that. That's first and foremost because that's the easiest way to do it. It doesn't cost me a whole lot to travel other than the food. that I provide the stations when we show up. I do buy the entire crew food when I go to these places because they're letting me in to do this. So I provide lunch. We usually do a station cribs in the morning or station rigs in the morning, and then a station cribs or station rigs at night or in the afternoon with a lunch in between. So I do provide that. And then I kind of go a circle out there. Once I start getting outside the 6-hour circle, I need to have at least 2 or 3 stations in that area to make it worth the investment of traveling up there, simply because all this money comes out of Heroes Next Door, and we built this thing with your guys' help from ground zero. So it's really important for us to be financially sound and make sure that we can continue to do this. There are people all over this country that we would love to go see tomorrow. But unfortunately, with travel restrictions, with some of the pandemic restrictions, and our financial restrictions, we just can't do that. So that's kind of how we choose where we want to go. But I can't choose you if you don't get on the list. So if you have a fire company that you're associated with and you want to have us come out, we will make it there. I just don't know when. The more people in your area that want to help out, maybe you got 4 or 5 stations of your own, I don't know. That makes it worth a while so we can kind of get return on investment for that. All right, perfect. You're welcome, Vincent. You're familiar with the fruit? Okay. I'm in Northern Jersey. Yeah, we've been to Northern Jersey. We can do that in a day. So you send me an invite, and we'll get there. We've been up to Teaneck, New Jersey. I'm going to read back on some of these. I appreciate that. Hopefully I answered your questions for you there, Vincent. Mr. Fox Hunter, come to Maine? Yeah, I want to go to Maine. I almost took a job up there. I almost became an EMS chief of a place up there. Very diverse stations and rigs. Yeah. First responder talk. That's a good one too, because that includes everybody. It's not just fire. It's not just EMS. It's all the first responders, because we do include police in this. They are our brothers and sisters in this, and we want to make sure we include everybody. All right. What is your opinion on a TV show like 911 or Station 19? How far-fetched? So this is coming from Utica Fire Buff. We do some reviews of it. If you look at some of our shows, we'll talk about it. Go back to some of my earlier material. We'll be doing some more of those. It's the reaction videos. Paramedic reacts to Station 19, or paramedic reacts to 911 or Chicago Fire. Some of them are good. I'm actually going back through the series. If you have Roku of Third Watch, great show. They do a lot of really good stuff, especially in the first season. They do a lot of things. Michaela Ryan from Altoona. I appreciate you, hon. Good to see you on here. Thanks for joining. No one knows. That one's a little special to me. That's my daughter who is out at college. She's joining on to say hi. All right. There are 13 fire stations in St. Lucia. Dude, I would come down. Can you get them all on the board? We would absolutely come down. And I have a place to stay. One of our docs has a place to stay down there. All right. We're getting about 9:43 now. So is there any other topics that you guys want to talk about tonight? I kind of went off on my rant. I do have one more thing that I could show you that I could talk about. What came up on one of the Facebook feeds was the leather radio holders. And do we go leather or we do something else? I have one. I've been using one, experimenting with it, and I'm trying to get away from the leather. And we could talk about it a little bit more if that's something you're interested in. Like, did you ever think about pitching it to a network? Yeah, I just don't know how to do that. I started it in my garage, so as I grow bigger, this would be cool. I'd like to get on somewhere. If you know somebody, have them send us an email. Lidditz. Just got a new engine. Oh, Lidditz is right around the corner. That's Lancaster County, right, Jake? I would go over there. What about South New Hampshire? Yeah, we could do that. That's actually pretty close. But that would be a day trip or a weekend trip. We could go up there, get a hotel. That's like 12 hours. Any more UTVs or ATV rescue videos on the card? Nothing currently. But if that's something people are interested in, we could do another one. We could find. Actually, I take that back. We are going to be doing Central Park EMS, and they have some UTV and ambulances and stuff like that. So that will be coming up. They had to reschedule because of some personal issues, and they're getting a new building, I think. But we're going to reschedule those. So we do have that. So Mitchell, hopefully that answers your questions. Hey, here's next door. Could I email a picture of my town's fire department and brush truck? Absolutely. You can send me an email anytime you want. It's at watchheroesnextdoor@gmail.com. Just make sure you spell it right. A lot of people are forgetting on heroes. It's Heroes. It's not just, it's ES. It's not just S. Some people forget that and it gets lost in cyberspace because it's possessive. It's you guys. You guys are the heroes. It's not us. So, come to Virginia. I would love to. Send us some invites. Another heavy rescue. Doing some more answering questions here. How is my feed tonight? I was struggling at 6 o'clock to have a good feed, and it kept cutting out. It wasn't as clear, so switching it to 9 o'clock. Hopefully this works. I want to know from you guys, does 9 o'clock work better? Here on the East Coast, I'm okay with 9 o'clock on Fridays. That kind of gets the people not during shift change, and it can invite some of the other people all the way out to California and stuff. So let me know if 9 o'clock works for you for this. Here's next door. Rick, here's next door job. Yeah, it's a part-time job for me. Well, basically 2 full-time jobs. I do it for our family. Yeah, I got to make a living of it at some point, but it's really to raise awareness of who you guys are, who the heroes are, really, the volunteers, the paid crew in fire, police, and EMS. Thank you very much. You stay safe too. All right, let's talk. The history of EMS. That's a good one. Jeff, I can do that one. I did, back when I was getting my undergrad, an entire PowerPoint presentation on the history of EMS and where it came from and how it progressed, especially here in America. Obviously, in other countries, in the UK, Germany, Australia, they're going to be a little bit different as far as their history is concerned. But I definitely can do something in regards to the history of EMS here in America and how it progressed and where it's at today. I mean, we are young. We've only, EMS specifically, not fire, EMS specifically, we've only been around since the late 1960s, early 70s as far as paramedics and what we're doing. And we really started with us being part of funeral homes and going out and to pick up the sick and injured from auto accidents. That's really where it started. And it's developed into where we're today, where we can do all kinds of things. And the public doesn't know this. We have the ability to start your heart, stop your heart, help you breathe, stop your breathe. We can do chest decompression, surgical crikes, intubations, IVs, give cardiac medications, defibrillate, cardiovert, do all these kind of things that, just even 15, 20 years ago, we didn't have the technology. 12-lead EKGs and activating cath labs and skipping ERs. That's all part of the EMS history. That makes me excited. I started out as a BLS provider, started out as a volunteer, and worked my way through. So that's a good suggestion. I appreciate that. Mitch from Australia. All right. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining us. We're doing pretty good. We're hanging out about 50 people. So I'm just kind of reading through. Yeah, Mike Larson. Mike Larson says, yes, you and South Metro need to make it happen. They have an awesome channel. Absolutely. South Metro is very, very cool. They're doing a lot of things that we're doing too. The unique thing about us versus South Metro, and I'm not knocking them in any way, they do a fantastic job. Their PIOs are really on top of it. I believe they had Night Watch at one point. I think that's what happened. They got national publicity when they took over for Louisiana for one season, and now it's back in Louisiana. But South Metro only does their stations. They do their station Saturdays, they do their fleet Fridays, and they look at a lot of different stuff, but they're only doing their stations. They have a lot. What we do for Heroes Next Door, we're not tied down to one specific station, one specific company. We're not just doing Philadelphia. We're not just doing Baltimore, New York, or California. We're doing everybody. We're doing the big stations, we're doing the small stations, and we're doing everything in between. And all we need is the invite and the finance and the time to get out there, and we will get it done. So thank you very much. South Metro Fire and Rescue. Awesome to see you guys here. Yeah, send us an invite. Maybe we can get up there. Right. Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah. I'm just reading here, guys. So David Dillion, Colorado, which the PIO is here tonight, and welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. South Metro, Fire Rescue, what a great deal. Absolutely. All right. So let me go back to the question I asked before. Maybe I can get some answers on this. What is the best time to do this? Would you like 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 9 o'clock Eastern? Obviously, it has to be Eastern Standard Time because that's where I live, so that's the easiest way for me to remember. What time of night or day on a Friday do you guys want to log on and chat like this? I'm getting a lot of information. Hopefully, you guys are reading each other's texts and chats here and really staying in tune. All right, Diz. Lawn and Snow LLC. When are you coming to Michigan? We will be there in June, my friend. June 6th through the 18th, we're going up there. We're traveling from Grand Rapids all the way up to Traverse City. I'm trying to book some stations. I really want to get a hold of the Coast Guard. That would be cool. I'm staying in the Silver Lake, Michigan area. So we will be up there, and we'll keep you informed. If you guys want to really stay informed, go ahead and hit that join button on our YouTube channel. You're going to get a lot of behind-the-scenes information and keep you apprised of what we're doing and when we're doing what we're doing. So, let me see here. I love the T-Neck episode. Yeah, those guys were cool. A little different. It kind of took us by surprise. The fact that they're having 120 active volunteers in today's world was amazing to me. Their trucks are unique, and I understand why they did what they did. It definitely sparked some conversations across the world on their trucks. Worcester, PA, come out to our station. Emily, yeah, send us an invite, hon. Yeah, I appreciate that. I would absolutely do it. So once again, if you want to see us, send us an invite. It's called watchheroesnextdoor@gmail.com. Give us some information about it, and we'll get it booked. And that one in PA is close. We can get that done. What is your opinion on the requirements for volunteer firefighters? Okay. This one comes from Mr. Fox Hunters. I think it's a good thing that there are requirements for volunteer firefighters. However, having it meet all the NFPA regulations that a standard company would have is putting a strain on volunteerism in itself. I think there was something to be said about the old times where I would just show up at a firehouse and the crew there was able to give me the education that I needed to keep myself safe and to kind of give back to the community. Then I can choose what I wanted to do after that. So I can start running on the trucks and, laying hose, not necessarily going in the fire, but I could, pull a ladder. I could do the outside work. I can do rehab and get started and really feel part of the team, show up for drills, learn those kind of things is important. But now if I'm going to say we need to now go into the fire and actually put the fire out and do the work, yeah, that's the regulations and requirements that have to be done to keep you safe. Learning how to properly put on your SCBA, learning building construction, learning how to read smoke, all those kind of things that you need to be a firefighter and to keep yourself safe is important. And those are requirements to go in the building, absolutely. But to have it as just a volunteer firefighter, to come participate. No, I think you should just show up, and the crew there should invite you in and make it safe for you and get you part of the team. The Corolla 4x4 engine, absolute beast. It was a pleasure to work with those guys. If you are ever down there in Corolla, not yeah, did I say that right? I'm gonna say it wrong again. Oh, they're gonna kill me. Get down there; they'd be happy to show you that truck. They're very proud of it. So yeah, make your way down to North Carolina or South Carolina, the Outer Banks. Man, I'm getting tired. It's been, like I said, it's been a long week. All right. Hey, Mike from Benjamin, you should do a video on 911 and computer-aided dispatching systems. That's a good idea. I have a pretty good contact at our county dispatch. Maybe I can do a video in regards to them too, and do kind of a station cribs of the dispatching center. That'd be fun. Let me look into that. I'll see if I can get that done. We have one right here in Chester County. They're great. All right. It looks like 9 o'clock works a lot for everybody. I got a couple of 8s, couple of 7s, 8 o'clocks, 9 o'clock, 7:30, 9 o'clock. All right. All right. So I could always go to 1 week, every other week, do something different so I can reach the most amount of people. So maybe, the first Friday of the month, I do it at 6 o'clock. Second Friday of the month, I start at 7 o'clock, and so forth and so on, and bump it all the way up to 9. I don't know. Maybe that's too confusing, but I'll try it. The fortunate thing for me is I do have every Friday off as I choose, unless I pick up some overtime. Or tonight, I actually wanted to take my wife out. So that's where I was doing at 6 o'clock tonight. I took my wife out. All right. 9 o'clock. That's perfect. Sean, appreciate that information, brother. Kenneth, my daughter just got hired by the county as an EMT and is going through EMT class. When she is done, she is going to be a firefighter class, and she's only 22 years old. Yeah. And I think the age requirement to go through firefighter 1 is going to be 18. And I think for a BLS provider is 16. Now, that may not be all across the states. That might just be here in Pennsylvania. You can't run as a primary at 16, but you can get your EMT. You have to become a primary at the age of 18, I believe. Some companies require 21 to drive their trucks, but it all kind of depends. And here's another thing. I've had friends that took on EMS and firefighters as a second career. They retired from their 9-to-5 job and now went back, got their education as an EMT, really liked it, became a paramedic after that, and is doing a phenomenal job. He's already worked his way up the ranks. I think he's a lieutenant at the local EMS station. Very cool guy. And it was really a second career. So there's no age problems with people doing this. York, maybe a station cribs over here in England. Yeah, we are working on that. We are working on that. We met some people from over there, and we're going to try that. There's a new station, I guess, near London that's got like room for 85 different apparatus. And we're trying to get some kind of sponsorship to get us over there, but we will absolutely come see you. How are the COVID restrictions over there? Do we need to be aware of anything to fly? All right. Thank you guys so much. Hopefully you guys are talking to each other too. I feel like I've been talking forever. It's coming up on 9:58, so I got a couple more minutes here, and so I'll be shutting it down. I don't want to go too long, more than an hour. But thank you guys so much. We still got 43 people on, and you guys are awesome. This has been great. Next week, I'll talk a little bit more about the straps, the radio straps, leather versus other material, and why I like a non-traditional leather strap. We can also talk about different helmets in the future. As you saw when I bring these ones up, I have a bunch of different helmets out here, different styles, and what is the best? Do we stick with the traditional leathers, or do we do something like Europe does and switch over? We can talk about those different kind of things. Sean became one when he was 18. Absolutely. Ohio at 16 for EMTB. Okay. Keep up the good work. Adam, thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Okay, perfect. Sean, I appreciate you. Thanks for keeping everybody up with this conversation. So it is 10 o'clock. Once again, this is Heroes Next Door. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to kind of sign off here in a second. But before I do, I want to talk about, we do have merchandise out there now. Go to watchheroesnextdoor.com. Check it out. Pick yourself up something, because you guys are the heroes next door. That's what it's all about. It helps support the channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit notifications, keep spreading the word. If you have anybody that is willing or able to become a sponsor, let us know. That helps us get out to those other states, other stations, just that much quicker. The more we can really work on my travel is what it comes down to. I'm not here to get rich. I'm here to promote you guys. I just need to be able to, make sure I get fed and I can travel without breaking the bank and going into debt. So thank you very much. Anything that I can think of at this point. Pay attention for tomorrow. Tomorrow at 7 a.m. The next one from Neptune is coming out. It's a pretty cool station, 100-year-old station with a lot of history. It's very, very, very cool to see. So Taylor did a great job with us. Thank you very much, guys, and I'm going to log off. You know what? You guys, I may hang out here a little bit longer. I still got 52 people watching. So I'm going to scroll through a little bit, see if I'm picking up on anything. I'll give it another 5 or 10 minutes. Dispatchers, yeah. We're going to try to get those in. I'm going to talk to my county here, see if I can get people in. Firefighter 1 here in Pennsylvania is 18. Okay, that's what I thought. Under 18, you can do exterior firefighting. Yeah. Ohio at 16. New messages. Pam, what's up? Coming in late. Nice to meet you. All right. Before you come off, do you have any other Berks County stations coming up after West Reading? Not at this moment in time, Matthew. So if you know of anybody that wants to, have them shoot us an email. We will do that, most definitely. Those are easy. Currently a medical student with my basic card. All right, Caleb Miller 22. I am a current medical student with my basic card. After I obtained my MD, what would you recommend to do as far as EMS education? As far as you teaching, or you personally? I need to know a little bit more about that. I would love to chat to you about that. I think that if you're getting your MD, having pre-hospital experience is going to make you ahead of the class for sure. All too often, doctors get stuck inside the four walls and they miss kind of the big picture of healthcare. And in my opinion, that brings back frequent flyers, because they'll discharge them back to home and not realize where home is or what it is about, because they don't bring in the EMS aspect. So yeah, I appreciate you getting your basic card, and keep that in mind when you continue your education. One day we'll be calling you Doc. Emily, thanks for coming back. We're going to be shutting down here in a little bit. We still got 52 people watching. You guys are absolutely phenomenal. Can't believe this. This is perfect. Tonight was just kind of real talk, talking about different things. I needed to vent a little bit. It was a real tough week for me, personally, mentally. So thank you all for listening. First responder talk. I like that one too. Yeah. Emily, yeah, I'm friends with those guys. I've talked to them. I actually want to go down and do his station. Jason's a great guy. I've had a couple of side conversations with him. Firefighter Chronicles, if you all don't know what it is, it's another YouTube channel that does a lot of comedy. Perfect dude. He's all about mental health. Support him too if you can. Amos, you do security and volunteer firefighter. Thank you for your service. We really appreciate it. Matthew, where'd it go? Bouncing up here. Have you done any air medical stations like Pennstar or Lifeline? We have not. I've asked Pennstar twice, but it doesn't go anywhere. I'm not sure who to talk to. However, we are going down to Dare County and out in the Outer Banks, and they have an aircraft that we will be doing. We also talked to some companies about drones and how that is influencing our service both on the fire and EMS side, and we're trying to figure out what's the best way we can work in the drones and some of that technology of today. Cincinnati Fire Department, yeah. Braden, if you know people out there, send us an invite. We would love to go out there. Chris, thank you very much. We really appreciate that. We are going to be going to Southern Illinois. Just don't know when yet. We got a couple stations. Actually, we have more stations in Indiana. So if you know some stations out there, give us a shout. Sure. There. Thank you. Just reading. We're dying down here, guys. I appreciate you. Pennstar is located at Tower Health Reading Hospital, which is right next to West Reading. Yeah, I know. I got friends that work for Pennstar too, and I'm trying to get into there. That would be cool to see. Pottstown Fire Department. Hey, Pottsville. I'm sorry, not Pottstown. Pottsville Fire Department. Thank you for joining us. What about Cal Fire? California? Yeah, they've invited us. We've been invited to go do some of the smoke jumping stuff and talk to those guys out there. So when we get the finance to go out to California, we're definitely hitting them up. David, any child abuse cases you've been on? Unfortunately, yeah. I don't think this is going to be the right forum to talk about it, but there's been a lot. Is there something that you need to talk about, that you would like to talk about? Hit us up. We can do a personal chat and talk about it. But those are tough. You know, I have kids, and it's never fun. Beastman 73, appreciate you. Emily, what is Cal Fire? I don't understand what that means. California? South Metro. Yep, we've talked, Laura. We talked about the South Metro. Fred, yeah, thank you very much. That means a lot. We're doing the best we can. I'm always learning. You know, this is my third episode on the lives, so I'm learning how to do this. I'm trying to get the best feed for you guys, the best response. Trying to get you guys involved in these. So, a dispatch center would be cool. We did an EOC out of Carmel. That was kind of cool, but to actually go in and look at the dispatch center and how it works and show them how it all puts together. They are part of us, absolutely. I never want to forget about them. They are part of us, so I'm going to work on that. Braden, thank you. Thank your dad for his service. We appreciate that. Be safe out there. What's the station video tomorrow? That is going to be the station cribs for Neptune. We did their squad last week, and tomorrow comes out their station cribs. It's a cool station. It's a 100-year-old station that is the center of a small rural town, and it was pretty cool to see. They make it work, that's for sure. Taylor did an awesome job helping us out. Okay. Cal is the forest fire out there. Okay, yeah. I I have to look at my notes on who I actually spoke to. There was a guy named Jason that helped us out. He's retired from there, but we want to get out there. I want to jump out of one of the aircrafts and smoke jump myself. I would absolutely do that in a heartbeat. My film guy probably won't go up with me, but I'll bring a GoPro with me or a 360 so you all can ride the distance with me. That'd be cool. Nick, once again, that's going to be the Neptune fire station tomorrow, 7 a.m. So check it out. I'll push it on Facebook too, like I always do. If that gets annoying to you guys on the Facebook or notifications, let me know. I don't want to be pissing people off. I just want to make sure everybody's getting the information they need. How do we contact? So PSpan73, the best way to have contact for an invite is to send us an email with the PIO, the fire chief. Make sure that if it comes from them, that's the easiest way for us to kind of circumvent a lot of the red tape we need to go through, because then I can talk to them, that we have our COVID policies that we can follow, or whatever theirs is, we can follow. When the best schedule is, what do they want to show? If they have any ideas uh, or questions about what the company does, how much it charges, I can answer all that. But I need to talk to their fire chief or their PIO or somebody that has the authority to make the decisions to invite us. And all they have to do is hit me up on watchheroesnextdoor@gmail.com, and then I can start the conversation and get that done. So I would go up to West Glen Falls, New York, once I get that invite. York County, Virginia has drones. Yeah, drones are getting big. Like I said, we just talked to a big company out of New Jersey that does a lot of drones. So, all right, we are getting about an hour and 15 minutes into this, guys. This is going to download onto YouTube once I'm done. So if you have any more questions or you want to make some comments, rather than the chats here, put it in the comment section. I do go through all my videos and reread these to make sure that I'm answering as many questions as I can. It's getting late here, so it is like 10:15. So I'm going to say goodnight to all you. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I appreciate you all. Once again, subscribe, hit notification, everything that you can do to keep this building. And we're going to come see you guys. Appreciate you. Have a good night, guys.